Welcome to Malaise Episode 6. Our first match is going to be Sheik against Bowser Jr. It's going to be on Spiral Mountain. Bowser Jr. gets the first blood, gets a couple of up airs up on Sheik. She's already up 50%. Not a great look for people who are Sheik and want to win. Sheik tries to get a combo of her own and gets it stolen halfway through. Back to Bowser Jr. Bowser Jr. gets his recovery gimped by Sheik. That's going to end his first stock. Double jumping to avoid another up air from Sheik. That's probably a good idea. She gets 5 hits and a combo. That's pretty good by Amiibo standards. And Ludwig gets the instant tech up special. Get out of there and leave a bomb for your opponent to deal with. Sheik goes low. Is not really punished. Her get-up attack is punished, but it was punished by a tech. Ludwig gets a phantom footstool off of Sheik there. Bowser Jr.'s turn to edgeguard. He chooses to shoot a cannonball. Doesn't particularly hit Sheik. That may have been my fault in training. When the Amiibo was sent off stage, you could usually hit him with a pretty predictable cannonball. It looks like he's caught up on that. And he's not nearly as good as hitting them as I was. Not that I was amazing, but it's probably because of how the training system works. And Bowser Jr. gets his recovery stuffed out again by Sheik, at the same ledge even. Not much percentage to show for it. Trades a bomb with a forward air from Sheik. Something to know about Bowser Jr. is that he actually takes slightly more damage if you hit him in the face, and slightly less damage if you hit him in the clown card. Which makes sense, it actually should be even more of a disparity. Sheik gets all of that of a combo for 30% before the auto heal. Bowser Jr. goes low, but his recovery is not stuffed out. I wish you could teach the opponent to use his side special because you get a free jump out of it. I'm not entirely sure why, but the character needs all the recovery options he has, so... Bowser Jr. applies the traditional pressure tactic of when your opponent is on the ledge, do a full jump, and then grab the ledge. Widely known. People use it all the time, trust me. Bowser Jr. throws out a forward smash, but the windbox of the grenade actually pulled him back in. He does successfully grab the ledge, so he's not going to lose his third zone. He carts off the edge like a madman! Alright, Bowser Jr. kind of deserved to lose that last stock. And for this match, we have Meta Knight against Terry. Terry Knight? I'm sure there's a pun in there. Looks like we're going to be on the Umbra Clock Tower. Stage with the most subtle tilt I think you'll ever see in non-custom stage Smash Brothers. Terry goes for jab jab power dunk. What a surprise, the Terry special. Goes for another jab jab power dunk. He's already got Meta Knight up to 90%. Yeah, it's kind of a lot, especially for a light character like Meta Knight. He's kind of looking down the barrel of death soon. Of course, Meta Knight now seems to be able to hit so many more moves than Terry's able to hit. I guess it makes sense for his damage output that... Meta Knight has auto-healed back down to 65 while giving Terry almost the full 100%. Jab Jab Power Dunk, barely not killing Meta Knight. It's a little bit hard to tell if the Terry amiibo is going for the command input or not. I know Terry does have his subtle differences, between the two different versions of the move. But usually the easiest way to tell if you've got the command input version is when you say, oh wow, that killed me that early. Down tilt, stuffing out Terry. Meta Knight doesn't save him, he's able to get that first stock. Surprising turnaround from what we were expecting to see. Terry does power dunk, he did go off the stage for it, and he still hasn't gotten back on. He might get... He traded with Meta Knight, so he was able to recover back up. Meta Knight actually gets a trip off of that down tilt. I'm pretty sure any move in Smash Brothers can trip. Well, okay, I'll say almost any. I'm sure that there's some that can never. For example, Jigglypuff's sleep will just put the opponent to sleep instead of tripping them. But as a general rule, any move in Smash Brothers can trip. Some of them have very increased odds of doing so. And sometimes you would need the opponent to be at a specific damage threshold. Maybe they'd even need a certain weight in order to avoid getting, for example, knocked off the ground. In general, you just need to get hit in the lower half of your body. Which I know for characters of like Meta Knight, getting hit in the lower half of his body doesn't quite make as much sense because he's just a sphere with feet. So I don't know how they divided the thresholds on that. Because normally it's you hit your opponent in the legs, and the game actually kind of has a pretty detailed system for which flinching animation a character will go through. But for a character as short in stature as Meta Knight, you really can't just hit him in the lower half of the body. I'd imagine the tiebreakers would probably go in advantage of not tripping in a situation like that. Terry gets the charged version of the Rising Tackle? Maybe he just held the button. Terry has a lot of different versions to his same moves. It actually gets a little bit difficult to keep track of. He also has a backwards side special, which no one else has, so that's a thing. Oh wow, the music just cuts out in this music track. I never noticed that before. Second hit shuttle loop, not gonna kill Terry though. Meta Knight does not go for an edge guard. He does, however, try to catch Terry with a smash attack. The online special is that whenever someone's trying to grab the ledge, you throw out the smash attack, and then they get scared, and then they drift away from the ledge, and then they don't grab it. It happens a lot. Well, it happens a lot more than human opponents. Meta Knight goes low, almost gets killed off the top, though. Goes off stage to challenge Terry, who didn't use a special move other than his up special, so he's not able to make that back. Meta Knight side specials into the stage. Really risky choice, because if you happen to get pulled downwards, you die. It's a recovery move, so it puts you into special fall. Well, it's a recovery move before Smash 4, so it puts you into special fall. Already in Brawl, there were a couple of moves that were unique in that they could be used to recover, but didn't actually use special fall. Terry's not able to make that back, actually. That means Meta Knight's going to take that win. And here we have Zero Suit Samus against Kirby Classic. Now, it looks like we're going to be on Pokemon Stadium 1, I believe. They're numbered. I forget that from time to time. Brings back memories because... So, something the audience wouldn't know yet. Before this match, I almost grabbed the other Kirby amiibo again. And last time I did that, I believe it also happened on this stage. It was during the actual tournament, though, so I had to re-record the entire match because I didn't realize until the end. The video is still up, but in order to find out where it is, you have to find the video where I mention it. And there's a link to it. It's like a unlisted but still accessible video. So you can see it, but it's not going to get recommended to people. Kirby doing a great job this first stock, only taking 13%, auto heal down to 8. Just doing a great job of hitting Zero Suit Samus without getting hit. Kirby is definitely a brawler type character. He's not quite as in your face, but he is always near your face. He does better on the ground than in the air. I know, it's weird. Despite the fact he has, I believe, 5 jumps. Well, okay, that depends on how you count the double jumps. Kirby not using any of them, going for his up special and dying for it. It's only a lot less confident in him winning this. But because of Kirby's airspeed, he can't exactly just approach opponents while being airborne. So he's a lot more grounded, kind of like how in his games you can fly over everything in the game if you want, but it's just faster if you just run it. Zero Suit Samus actually got the parry on that. She wasn't able to capitalize on it, but she didn't take the shield damage, so that's something. Zero Suit Samus is off stage again. Almost getting the spike on Kirby. Neutral air sending Zero Suit Samus to the very corners of the blast zone. Kirby has enough jumps to make that back. Even air dodges back to the stage. Up throw, it can be a kill throw, but at that percentage, I guess it's not. It kills a little bit earlier if you can land on top of a platform. In general, though, you're not going to see Kirby kill with throws unless there's a really high platform, which normally requires either a custom match or kind of on Battlefield. Maybe Big Battlefield would be a better contender for that, though. Kirby just doing a great job of hanging out in the places where Zero Suit Samus really can't hit. I guess it's kind of like up and in front of her. Well, she should be able to hit it with a forward air. Maybe she's just not thinking to. Up smash on the platform definitely will connect, though. Goes for an up special, but it sends sideways instead of up. Kind of to make it so that it's not an outrageously powerful kill option when the opponent, well, is high up, which you can make them be with your up air. Getting the spike to down smash, Kirby Classic seems to really like that maneuver. Past years as well, and he gets one hit of the down air, and that's able to take Zero Suit Samus' stock. Kirby has qualified himself out of the tournament. And here we've got Japanese R.O.B against Pichu. Or I should say R.O.B Japanese with the American skin. So I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little miffed right now. I just found out that between matches you always have to scan in your amiibo again, otherwise the game will yell at you. Apparently at some point they added in the option to not have to save your progress to the amiibo. I don't know if that was in the base game. I believe I tried everything I could to not have to rescan every amiibo in again because it takes a little bit, especially since I did it all at once back then and it would actually take a long time. But now if you just press B on the menu, it gives you an option asking you if you really want to. Which, now that I'm doing it better, it's not as much of a problem. But I'm still very much convinced that it's a new feature that they never announced that they were including, and it could have saved me a lot of time way back when. R.O.B just seems to be standing there for a little bit. Alright, suddenly he's back in the game. Anyways, it's not the biggest of deals, and it's actually a quality of life addition because it makes things slightly easier for, if anything, amiibo tournaments like this where I'm not changing the amiibo, so I'm not changing any of their progress or anything. And it's not like I particularly care about the rewards you get, which I guess is something I never talked about. Whenever you have an amiibo fight, R.O.B going for a very ambitious down air there. Whenever you have amiibo fight, they actually get little in-game rewards, such as the things that help you get stuff on spirit boards, and the things that help you in World of Light, or like the snacks that help you level up spirits, and just the in-game gold currency that lets you buy stuff in the in-game shop, which is mostly spirits and the other things we've talked about. It actually used to be more valuable when you had to buy trophies because there weren't too many other ways to get them. They didn't have a spirit battle associated with every trophy, so you couldn't just earn them whenever you needed to. And it's actually weird to hear that there are a lot of people out there, usually I only hear it from content creators because they're the only people who complain about it to other people, at least from what I've noticed. But probably it's because they have to access so much of the game so fast to make content, but they'll try to do something like make an interesting spirit team only to find out they don't have the spirit, and then get upset that it takes so long to get. Well, it turns out that for most normal people, if you actually just play the game, you sort of just unlock everything over time. Obviously, spirits you will actually have to fight and encounter, but for a normal person, that's actually fun. So you do that until eventually you get them all, and the game actually makes sure that if you're missing like one or two of them, that you get sent that one a lot more, so you don't have to wait, you know, possibly like 5 years like you would have to in, say, Smash Bros. Brawl when you were missing a single sticker. And Rob closed it out with an up smash while I was monologuing about the casual side of the game. Good job, man. And for this match, we have Roy against Greninja. Gonna be on the Minecraft stage, which we did have last last match, but this is actually a different season. In versions when you don't have hazards turned off, it actually does affect more, in that there's actually some terrain features on the stage that you can attack and get rid of, and platform layouts and whatnot. Without hazards, though, you just kind of get a flat block stage. In fact, looking at it, I can't think of any physical differences it would have from Wily Castle. Greninja back rolls away from Roy's grab, and Greninja is actually fast enough he was able to run back before Roy was done with his animation, so he was able to be punished. Greninja gets a turnaround grab, so it's not a bad option to go for. In Smash Ultimate, whenever you turn around, it takes 1 frame. If you just have your character and no other context, just turn around, it'll look like it takes a lot longer, and that's because the actual animation is significantly longer. But in terms of gameplay, if you need to turn around and use a forward tilt or something, it only takes 1 frame for the game to consider your character turned around. Oh yep, Greninja got another one there. So you can't turn around grab, and it is precisely 1 frame slower than your normal grab. But you don't see it for a couple of reasons. One of them being is that, well, okay, it is slower. Also, a lot of characters have other, possibly faster moves, and some of those you can't just be reverse out of shield. Sorry, the special moves you usually can be reverse out of shield, but if their fastest move is, for example, an up smash, you can't turn that around out of shield. You have to fully drop your shield and then turn around and then use it. Up smash does have special, I guess, permissions in the Smash Brothers games, in that, so in past games, you could cancel your dash into an up smash, and you couldn't do that with any other move. And that is true in Smash Bros. Ultimate. However, in Ultimate, you can also stop dashing, and on basically like the frame after you're done dashing, you can use whatever move you're going to. So it does mean that you get to use all of your other moves a lot more often, especially when you're getting from one place to another. But it means that the special property of up smash to be able to cancel out of a run really just means it can be canceled like a frame or something faster than your other moves. And of course, one of those special upsides that up smash is a lot faster to come out of shield than all of your other smash attacks, because I'm really fuzzy on the details as to this specific thing, but I believe you can just up smash out of shield, whereas any other move you have to drop your shield and then throw the move out. Again, fuzzy on the details, so I'll try to look it up and make sure I'm not accidentally misleading everybody. Hopefully this isn't one of those times when I have to cut all the auto because I'm incredibly off base. Very bold of Greninja to just jump and go for a down air there. Obviously he hit it, but normally he shouldn't. That's gonna kill Greninja. Roy's moves are stronger at the hilt of the blade, and Greninja definitely got hit by that. And here we've got Ryu against Samus. Gonna be on Dreamland 1? Dreamland N64? I forget exactly what this stage is called in Smash Ultimate. A couple of the names had to get names adjusted or switched, especially because in certain games they would actually have the same name. When you put them in the same game, then you need to give them different names. If that's not enough of a tongue twister for you. So you may have seen on the Amiibo Select menu, I guess it should be the Character Select menu, Samus is a defense type spirit. That means that she's one of the first, well, she's part of the first batch of all the Amiibos that we had when we jumped to Smash Ultimate. The Amiibos obviously existed before Ultimate and Smash 4, and in the beginning stages of Ultimate, I decided it would be fun to give all the Amiibo different spirit types. In the end, the current approach is that any new Amiibo is just getting a neutral type, and we are slowly weeding out all of these spirit types. But it is, weirdly enough, a convenient indicator, oh, Ryu got the cancel there, to know that the Amiibo is old. That can mean different things for different Amiibo. Some Amiibo had their AI changed in different versions of Ultimate. So it does mean that across these, what, I believe 5 years, which is only 5 tournaments when you think about it, but Samus has avoided being the bottom contender for that long, which sometimes it means that a character has achieved like a gold standard, that they're just doing better than the average. Oh, Ryu actually grabbed that ledge there. So it does mean that maybe a character is doing better than average. However, with all the Amiibo we've been getting, partially because the price of the Amiibo has all gone down into an acceptable purchasing range, which is also a weird thought. They're just printing Amiibo out by the dozens now. The Nintendo website has, at any point, like 30 or 40 Amiibo available for purchase. They're not all Smash Brothers, but even then, if you say that there's 30 Smash Brothers Amiibo available on the Nintendo website for the retail price of the original $15, which is better than everyone else is selling them for online, even after shipping from another country, it's still an amazing price. It does mean that there's more competition going around, and we've started to see that a lot of these Amiibo who still have a spirit type because they were, whether it's lucky or unlucky enough to have received one, that, for example, Samus usually did pretty well in the early years, but as every year goes by and there's more Amiibo, Samus has started to just perform less well, I'd say. It's more like being a big fish in a tiny pond, and then going to the ocean and finding out that there are much, much bigger fish there. Ryu gets the cancel there. He doesn't actually hit. Oh, footstool's gonna take one of Ryu's stocks. He had one to spare, but if another thing like that, oh nope, he got the Shoryuken cancel. That's gonna end the stock of the game right there.
Give it your all.
And for this match, we have Cloud against Richter. Now, Cloud does have a Spirit type disadvantage, so he's going to be doing less damage and taking more damage, and, well, things are just... So, Richter is definitely already favored to win, as long as there's no glaring flaws in his character or his amiibo. I'm not going to say it's guaranteed, but getting a 30% boost to well, first of all, to anything is an incredibly good trait to have. I believe most spirit effects don't even boost that much. Richter does not grab the ledge. That is really not good for Richter. So, Amiibo story time. You can teach the Amiibo, or at least the CPU on your local system, to do certain things by doing it a lot yourself. It is weird to see what they actually pick up. And by this I mean that, oh, back throw, barely not killing, giving Cloud his limit, which he burns right by the ledge to basically no effect. So when Smash Ultimate first came out, one of the first things people discovered was that if you do a short dash at someone and then shield and then grab, if I got the orders correctly there, basically it lets you use your standing grab at a range slightly farther than you normally would be able to. Which for Smash 4 would have been insanely huge. Just because of how that game worked and how movement was in that game. In Smash Ultimate, that's going to take Richter's second stock. In Smash Ultimate, it turns out that simply hitting them with the dash grab is usually better. Like, dash grabs are usually more punishing if you miss, but they usually have wider hitboxes. In older Smash games, you couldn't you could, I should say, run through other characters. Oh, I thought Richter wasn't going to throw out his forward air for a second. You could run through other characters, so you'd usually run through... In Smash 4, you would run through them and then do a turnaround pivot grab to get the biggest range on your grab, and some character... Is that going to kill Richter? He's barely able to grab the ledge. But due to how punishable the dash grabs were, it was always better to use your standing grab, and having a way to do that would have been... Richter's going to bounce, and he's going to die. Alright, I'm just going to have to continue this story next match, I guess. And for this match, we have R.O.B, US, against Lucario. And we're going to be on the same stage with a different platform. Nope, it's the same platform layout. I guess it's fitting though, because I still need to finish my story, which anyone who didn't watch the previous match, you might want to if you want to hear the end of the story. So anyways, the little stutter step grab, which was definitely a thing. You never really saw it too much as Smash Ultimate went on, so I don't think it ever got a name. And also it didn't get used just because in Smash Ultimate it turns out it's better to just use your dash grab. Like, I'm sure you can go for it, and there are some times when you really want to use your standing neutral grab and someone's the perfect distance away. But with how fast things move in Smash Ultimate, going through all that work for such a minimal reward of using your standing grab slightly further away, and of course with all the inputs you have to do for it, there's a chance, even if you practice a lot, so the chance is minimal, there is a chance you will mess it up and do something completely wrong. And so you basically just didn't need to ever do it. Well, so I did it in front of the Amiibo, because it was one of the few Day 1 techs we actually knew about, and the Amiibo tried to do it. But there was... Oh, wow. R.O.B bounced a whole bunch before he died there. The weird thing was, though, is that the Amiibo didn't realize what I was doing or the inputs, but it was realizing that I was getting a lot of results from grabbing from too far away. So the Amiibo, and I think maybe also the normal CPU AI, but I wasn't worried about the CPU. If a level 9 is broken based off of trying to learn off of me, that's whatever. That's just on my local system. It's the Amiibo that would be transferred to other people's systems, and we still don't know all the full details of how they can learn everything. We know a lot, but we don't know how much is baked into what games. Anyways, the Amiibo would do it too, and they would just start missing a whole bunch of grabs by just not getting close enough to the opponent. I was actually surprised that they were able to pick up that I was doing something to let me grab farther, and they tried it, but they couldn't figure out what I was doing, but they were still trying to grab from too far away to actually grab. So for Amiibo training, I actually had to stop that. I'm not sure if they'd still try to do it now. There have been many patches since then, so that's something that The amiibo always seem to try to fall off that platform on the left side. I don't know why. The right side would be faster. That did not kill Lucario. He actually got a tech. Falling up air, not accomplishing much. So anyways, that all goes to end. R.O.B dies off of that ceiling again. It goes to show that there can be ways that you can effectively corrupt your amiibo to make them worse off. But it is interesting to see the lengths at which they will try to learn. So R.O.B's actually not doing great now. He's getting hit by a lot of aura boosted attacks from Lucario. And he needs to up tilt up air. Okay, that is going to take the last stock down to basically even. Up air, I know it's a kill move, but at 0% it's not going to kill. You gotta watch out though, because some moves definitely can. You know, it requires you to be close to the blast zone, but for example, any up special that drags the opponent upwards and then launches them up with a stage with as high of platforms on this and a low of a upper blast zone, it can definitely happen. R.O.B getting bounced off the roof again, but that time he was at a low enough percent to actually survive. And Lucario suffers the same fate. Very centralizing stage choice on that one. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you watch the other videos in the series so that, you know, stuff I'm talking about makes sense. And until I see you again, bye.